It's the day of the Flaming Dragon
Yes.
here at Crain and Company. To my left, former Michigan quarterback David Cone. And since it's Friday, y'all know who's to my right.
Play that graphic.
This is Flaming Dragon.
1.5.
1.5.
1.5
Right,
is
we cannot refer to his government name more than one time today. All right, Cone, we got to be locked in. Got a loaded show for you as we prepare you for the football feast over the next 3 days. LeBron James, Maverick Carter, his business manager, is trying to start a league to rival the NBA. And Travis Hunter humiliates Carson Beck over NIL. Flamin' Dragon, please tell them how the poll in the chat works.
What's up, losers? Hit that like and subscribe button. If you donate on topic, it will get read. All donations will get read at the end of the show. We're going to have multiple polls where you get to decide the winner, and it better be me because I am a dragon and I will find where you live. David, tell me a little bit about that hot take hotline. I heard it's pretty spicy these days.
We will be taking your live calls. That's right. You can call in and talk to us. Those lines open at 3:50 Eastern, 2:50 Central. That number is 1-855-236-3228. Get those calls in. Give us your hottest sports take.
They better be hot on a Flamin' Dragon Friday. All right, let's celebrate the start of the weekend here on Crain and Company. Hi, Viola. Tomorrow kicks off 3 of the greatest days in sports as we get a full plate of football, including some dynamite matchups in the NFL divisional playoff round on Saturday and Sunday. Then it culminates in the biggest college football game of them all in the national championship between Ohio State and Notre Dame, which we all hope is going to be a better game than most are predicting. And our friend Bryan Driskell absolutely went off about who the new Notre Dame really is. You're not going to want to miss that here in a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but Saturday cannot get here soon enough. I'm ready right now, but thank goodness we can help get you through today as we truly are on the eve of the greatest sports window, in my opinion. David Cone, between the NFL and the national championship, what are you most looking forward to?
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to everything. I love football. That's what I'm about. But I can't stop thinking about this Ravens and Bills matchup because there are legacies on the line. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when Brett Favre and Dan Marino and John Elway were all going after each other. That's when I fell in love with the NFL, you know, those playoff matchups. Then we had Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Drew Brees going at each other. And now we're in an era where we're trying to see, can anyone take down Patrick Mahomes? And both of these guys, okay, that are coming up in this game, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, they both got their crack at Mahomes at home a year ago, couldn't do it. Now it's only going to be one of them because these guys have to face off against each other before they get to the AFC Championship game. So legacy's on the line. That's why I can't wait. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. The loser of this game is going to get buried, right? It's absolutely going to happen. Maybe the loser could still get a feather in their cap by winning the MVP, but I can't wait for this game. And when you throw in the fact that Derrick Henry is now in Baltimore and he's sort of getting a shot to show his chance in the postseason, which really didn't happen when he was with the Titans so much. I can't wait for this football game.
Well, and to your point, obviously the Bills-Ravens game is the one that's going to get the most juice because of that Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen matchup. But you look across the board, I mean, I think the Rams-Eagles is going to be great. I can't wait for the Redskins-Lions game. And then the Chiefs. Are we going to see that playoff version of the Chiefs that we know they tend to always roll out once we get to this time of year? And Houston again. You know, C.J. Stroud, what they've done getting to this point, I wouldn't bury them yet. But Flaming Dragon, yes. I could take a guess, but I feel pretty good about your answer. But I'm going to ask it anyway. What are you most looking forward to this weekend?
Well, obviously I'm looking forward to hanging out with you with football and with my beautiful new niece. But you know what a game
You've got to butter me up, okay?
Look, I'm going to butter you up. Trust me. You know how you like it. High five.
Yeah.
Too slow. Yeah, whatever. I'm excited about the Lions-Commanders game. Is it me or no one's giving the Commanders a chance to win this football game?
Who's the Commanders?
The Redskins, excuse me. Whatever. 9.5? 9.5 points. And look, I get it. The Lions have been the feel-good story this year. Everybody loves Dan Campbell. They love his MO. They love his attitude. They love what he says after the games. But will this feeling be the same if they drop this football game? right? Because the Lions have been so good. And I'm telling you, there's something about this Redskins football team. It's almost like the Rams to me. I just think they're getting slept on a little bit. They have the pieces, they have the talent, and I don't really think they know where they are yet. They just go out there and play football games. And the biggest question about the Lions, which I've said for a couple weeks, is how good is this defense? How really good is this defense? You gave up 9 points against the Vikings. Sam Darnold made a lot of mistakes. But can you line up against this Redskins football team and consistently stop them? I don't know. I just think 9.5 is too many points.
It is a lot of points. I've got a lot of buddies that have bought that up to 10.5. What's funny to me about this Redskins-Lions game is it seems that the roles this year are kind of reversed for the Lions. You know, the Lions with Dan Campbell were playing with house money.
Yeah.
They could play free. People in Detroit were just happy they're in the playoffs. Oh, my God, we got a good football team again. And now they're the hunted instead of the hunter. And it feels like the Redskins, with a rookie quarterback, with obviously kind of how the season went, they're the hunter. They're the team coming in this game. You're on the road. You know, even if you lose this, people in Washington, D.C. aren't going to be upset. It's like I said, people in D.C. haven't been this excited since they covered up the Epstein files. So when I look at this matchup, it's kind of the identities. But if you're a Lions fan, you want that, though. Mm-hmm. You want to be considered a big dog. You want to be the team going into it that not only do you get home field advantage, we expect to be good. We expect to win. Coney, I want to kind of throw it back to you in that. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you get that vibe? Like they've totally, and it's good for both.
Yeah.
I think it is a nice transaction for both.
Look, I went to school in Ann Arbor, very near Detroit, when the Lions had the 0-16 year, right? When they were just bad. So I understand what you're saying about this sort of, there's no expectations, a blue-collar mentality team, but with no expectations. So when you just go to the playoffs for the first time in 3 decades, that's enough. That's awesome. That's great. Not anymore, though, because now they've moved into, hey, you're the number 1 seed. You get the first round bye. Now is the time. You have the best team in the league. Now is kind of the time where, like, it's time for the Lions to really show up, and they're the hunted rather than the hunter. But what I wanted to ask you guys for this game is, I was trying to think about this last night. If Washington wins, will it be because there was a shootout with both offenses and Jaden Daniels just does something special at the end and the final score is 38-35? Or if Washington wins, is it because somehow the Redskins defense forced the Lions offense to really underperform? Jared Goff threw a couple interceptions, and they win this one like 24-20.
I think it would have to be a higher scoring game for the Redskins to win. And I think that because when you look at the way both of these teams are built, if the Lions are operating on all cylinders offensively, right, and the Redskins are operating on all cylinders offensively, I still feel like the Lions are more dangerous, but it could give the Redskins, with a younger team, more confidence as they go on. You know, you hear coaches talk about it all the time. The 2 most important times of the game are the first 5 minutes of the game and the first 5 minutes of the second half. I don't think that's ever been more true than when I look at this Redskins team. Because if it is a lower scoring game, that means this Lions defense that has gone through all these injuries and had to make all these moves is playing well. That means they're playing well, which to me will feed into the Dan Campbell narrative of, hey, you know, it's not back and forth. It's not high flying. We can be gritty. We can grind it out. And I think it gives them more confidence going forward. But I just think for the Redskins to win it, it's going to have to be higher scoring. And maybe that Lions defense loses a little bit of confidence. And we are going to get to the chat, but I do want to shift quickly to the biggest game of the college football season and kind of a narrative here. Because we don't have a Southeastern team represented in this, a little bit. But the main part is a lot of people are thinking Ohio State is just going to bounce Notre Dame. Notre Dame is going into this, even though the number's at 8.5, whatever it is now, it feels like the narrative is bigger and the gap is wider. Do you think the NFL, who we all know is still in aggregate more popular than college football, do you think that's a net positive for the NFL, that maybe some of these games, the Ravens, Bills, the Rams, the Eagles, even the Lions, Redskins, not so much the Chiefs, Texans. Do you think this is one of the more underrated college football national championship games on, marrying up with the NFL? Like, do you feel that vibe?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that, especially like there's another thing we have to consider. It's also the first year post Nick Saban. And even when he hasn't been in the national championship, he's been a part of the college football playoff and a part of that regular season. And so this is the first one without him. And also just this is the first 12-team playoff. So there's just a lot of questions, a lot of reformatting. I think the schedule's still off a little bit. Again, they're just decades and decades and decades of precedent set where college football ended on New Year's Year's Day, you know, and it's like, it's still tough for people to like get in their mind that after the new year, there's still college football, but there's also NFL playoff games and Monday night. We're going to get into that whole thing, but
well, and you know, Nick Saban's still in there. I mean, he's wearing cool hats. You know, he looks like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's what Shane
Giving takes, they're cussing
Alabama
on game days. Stuff's changing.
Yeah, well, it's funny, too, because we talk about the way the narrative kind of flipped with the Lions and the Redskins. This is the first time in my life that I think most people in the United States are going to be rooting for Notre Dame in a big game because they feel like the underdog. And Marcus Freeman, he's made Notre Dame great again. He's made them cool. It's like he's brought them up to speed, but they're still looked at as, it's almost like, oh, Notre Dame. You know, we're all behind you. The little engine that could, the underdog. Because let's be honest, nobody likes Ohio State. Nobody likes them outside of Ohio State. And you know what? I think Ohio State fans are fine with that. They are fine with that because they do feel like they are the big dog at the end of the day. I just never thought we would be in a position where people are like, let's rally behind Notre Dame because nobody believes in him. And, Marcus Freeman is cool, and he's innovative, and he's brought swag to Notre Dame.
That's where you're wrong. It's not about Marcus Freeman. It's not about Notre Dame. It's not about that. Everybody just hates Ryan Day that much. Everybody just hates Ryan Day. They do. I don't know why. We talked about this Bryan Driskell, which you'll see later on the show. I don't think whoever Ohio State would be playing in the national championship game. It could be Notre Dame. It could be Tulane. It could be Pakistan State. Everybody just hates Ryan Day.
Notre Dame is such an underdog. This is what we asked Bryan Driskell. Is Notre Dame really America's team? Or does the nation think of both of these fan bases as being very pretentious, but it's just because Notre Dame's an underdog that you say that?
So it's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Like if Ohio State was playing Vladimir Putin's Russian college football team, I think a decent amount of people would be rooting for Vladimir Putin. But that's a compliment. Like as somebody that grew up in the state of Alabama, like as a guy from Auburn, like that's how it's like Alabama is viewed. If Alabama was playing North Korea, I guarantee you 85% of Auburn fans would be just North Korean clapping the whole game, rooting these guys on.
Do they hate Ryan Day? Because, I'm going to ask you both this, because, you know, they haven't been super successful. He hadn't been super successful at Ohio State. So it's not really hating the success. They just hate the way Ryan Day carries himself.
That adds into it because people feel like he was born on third base and he thinks he hit a triple. I think, and nobody likes that.
That was his high school
Americans do not like that. It's got a lot of British Empire vibes to it. But before we get to the chat, I want to show you a quick snippet of Bryan Driskell coming up. He's going to tell you, you better come correct when you're talking about Notre Dame. Let's play it.
You better come correct if you're going to come at Notre Dame right now, because this isn't your older brother's Notre Dame team, and I don't know if they're going to win or not, but you better come with a little bit of respect.
Look, I like the vibe. I think that's how the whole locker room in Notre Dame feels. But they got to play their game, and it's a pretty big mountain to climb. But Flaming, let's go ahead and get over there in the chat.
All right, chat, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you donate, it's on topic. It will get read. All donations will get read at the end of the show. We're going to start off with the Ghost. So what's up, man? It says, so y'all are assuming that C.J. Stroud has no shot at taking down Patrick Mahomes.
I didn't say that.
I'm saying it.
Wait till Locks, Leans, and Dogs.
I'm saying it.
For you.
I'm saying it. The Texans ain't beating the Chiefs, brother. This is Patrick Mahomes at his best. You're going to see Travis Kelce at his best. This is what the Chiefs are built for. The regular season is for regular guys. And I've got all the respect in the world for C.J. Stroud and DeMeco Ryans. We talked about trajectory yesterday. I think the Texans' trajectory, even look on defense, with Will Anderson Jr. and some of the other guys they got. I got a ton of respect for them. But you're building, all right? You're a third of the way done with the castle. The Chiefs have built the castle. They've lived in it. All they do is change the drapes every 6 months. So you are walking into an absolute hornet's nest. You're going to go to Arrowhead. You're going to see a different type Chiefs team. And at the end of the day, the scariest part is defensively. That's the thing. They can beat you in multiple ways. I'm telling you right now, clip it, send it to your mother, your brother, your friends. The Chiefs are not losing to the Texans.
How hungry are the Chiefs after back-to-back Super Bowls?
How
hungry are you really? Travis Kelce's out jet-setting with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
How hungry could he be? I've heard that he can eat a 70-ounce tomahawk steak. That's all well and good. How hungry are you really? Houston, hungry, ready to go prove themselves. Just get ready.
Yeah, great. A lot of people
for a football game.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were hungry, but this ain't the grapes of wrath.
Let's go to Stymie Snurdley. He says Notre Dame is 14-1 versus narratives this year. Might as well be 15-1.
Well, I mean,
versus narratives.
I'm trying to think of that Northern Illinois game narrative. Nobody's not saying they're not the underdog. Notre Dame is a huge underdog in this game. That's why, again, I think a lot of America is going for them. Use it as a sword. I think Marcus will do that.
Let's go to a $5 donation from the K-Man. What's up? He says, trust me, guys, we all hate Notre Dame. We just hate Ryan Day more.
That's what I'm saying. It is a true Germany versus Russia situation. Like, all right, pick. It's the lesser of two evils.
I'm not picking. Michigan fans aren't picking.
No, this is worst case. Thank God for you guys that y'all beat Ohio State. Or this is nightmare year. Nightmare year. I mean, you got the two redheaded twins that you hate that live across the street. You know, you caught them both kissing the hottest girl in school. It's just a bad situation.
I didn't catch anybody kissing.
Twins, Basil. Twins. Let's go to Tony D quickly. I hate Ryan Day so much, and I don't even know where Ohio is.
Dude, like, how about this? Just in the chat.
He's just hateable.
Does anybody like Ryan Day? Is there one person in there? Ohio State fans don't even like Ryan Day.
No.
Like, it's different when your parents don't like you. That's what it seems like. So that's why a lot of people obviously are hoping Notre Dame can pull it off. But speaking about pulling it off, a lot of people make New Year's resolutions. I want to lose weight. I want to get fit. I don't know the best way out. And statistically, 80% of resolutions fail by February. But let me give you a little cheat code. If you're trying to keep up with the best way to get healthy, even if you're not trying to lose weight, you want to be healthier, our friends over at Lumen have a product you need to check out. It's pretty simple. It measures your metabolism through your breath. It shows you whether you're burning fats or whether you're burning carbs every morning. You take a quick breath into the Lumen. It gives you a personalized nutrition recommendation for the day. You need scouting reports to win games. You need to know what the other team does. But if you want to get healthier, you want to lose weight, you want to stick to that New Year's resolution, you need to know how your body works. So this is the scouting report. This is the game plan for your body. So take the next step to improving your health. Go to lumen.me/booster to get 20% off your Lumen. That's lumen.me/booster for 20% off your purchase. We really appreciate Lumen for sponsoring this episode. Really simple, really easy. It doesn't hurt. It only helps. So go check out Lumen. It's definitely going to be worth it. All right. Let's move on here, Coney. What, a little P&G, a little punt or go?
Punt or go, our debate segment. You got the first one today,
I got the first one. You want to tell the people quickly how it works?
Yeah. Look, we're each going to give a statement, and the other guys can either accept that statement by going for it or reject that statement by punting. What's the first topic today? Something about LeBron James.
Listen, we don't talk a lot of NBA here, but sometimes you just have to because it's absolutely wild. So, guys, pay attention, and get ready to pay up. LeBron James' business manager, Maverick Carter, has been enlisted by an advisor for a group of investors to raise $5 billion to start an international basketball league to rival the NBA. Sounds a little bit like LIV, doesn't it? Now, it's hard, in my opinion, to believe that if this goes through, LeBron, he's got to be associated with it somehow, right? If you connect the dots. So off that premise, even though they're saying LeBron's not attached, if he was, here's my statement. I'll start with you, Blaine. LeBron James leaving the NBA would be a great thing for the NBA. Punt or go?
Punt. What? First of all, how dare you? How dare you even say that about LeBron James? LeBron James is the NBA. It shouldn't even be called the NBA. It should be called LBJ. And LeBron James, man, he's the GOAT, the king, the star. This is the only thing they got. Y'all, the 40-year-old's the only thing y'all got. Just doing it for his 20th season out here. Who else? Who else the NBA got? I'll sit here and wait. Steph Curry? Steph Curry, that bum? He don't even care about the homeless. Steph Curry hates the homeless, and we're sitting out here talking about LeBron James. We're sitting out here talking about practice. LeBron James is the only reason the NBA gets viewers at all. At all. And if he goes, the NBA goes. He's the last star. He's the last star in the night sky in the NBA that you can walk to and follow it north. Other than that, there's nobody. There's absolutely nobody.
Oh, I got a follow-up for you after this. David Cohn. LeBron James leaving the NBA would be a great thing for the NBA. Punt or go?
First off, I want to apologize to everyone listening today that you even had to sit through that. Luckily for you, I'm on here today to set the record straight. Of course, go for this. LeBron James, get out of the NBA. Get as far away from it as possible. He's the shining star for viewership. Viewership's down 28% this year alone, 48% in the last decade. You're the star of the last decade. You're not doing a good job. First off, he ruined the dunk contest by never doing it. I'll never forgive him for that. Kneeling during the national anthem, and ratings have plummeted. Get out. You know what we need to get back to? And take all the other guys like you with you, okay? So what I'm saying is call it the, what was the load management league? Call it the load management league.
The
take all the guys with
league.
Let's get back to the Tim Duncans of the world. Can we get back to David Robinson, John Stockton, Larry Bird?
You just named
Those
Spurs players?
Take all of them to a new league, LeBron. This is fantastic. Let's get the NBA back to where it was. It's just like live golf. If you want to wear shorts and play 3 rounds, congratulations. Get out. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you. That's what I say.
Cone, I think you put that so eloquently. Flaming Dragon, just to follow
no
up.
one gives a rat's ass what you think about this,
yeah.
but I'm like, good luck. I'm saying, take LeBron out of the NBA. If you're going to take him out, you better take everybody out.
That's what I'm saying. All of them.
All of them.
Well, hold on.
You want to talk about Spurs player? Popovich was the biggest liberal ever to walk in the NBA.
I didn't say Popovich.
Ever to walk in the NBA.
I said Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Get Pop out too.
Flaming Dragon, what do you say? What do you say to the people that look and they go, man, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson helped build the NBA.
Yep.
Michael Jordan helped build the NBA. The viewership went up. LeBron James is going to be the NBA when it goes in the tank. So how, on one hand, can you sit here and say LeBron James is the NBA?
It's LeBron's fault?
And it's a good thing when the ratings are crashing at an incredible level. You didn't even turn it on. This is the only reason we're talking about the NBA right now. So how do you say that the guy who may help be pretty much responsible for burning down the NBA is somehow...
How is LeBron James responsible for burning down the... Did he invent load management?
He's the headline star of the last 10 years when viewership
The guy is 40 years old. The guy is 40 years old, still out there breaking records every other day, and it's LeBron. It's LeBron's fault.
You know why he's playing until he's 40? Because he never plays an 82-game slate.
LeBron didn't play in the dunk contest, so that's why the ratings...
Yeah, I'll never forgive him for that. You ruined the dunk contest. You never played 82 full games. That's why he's playing
It's not the people
40.
who run the NBA's fault. It's LeBron's fault.
Take them two. Take them two.
They killed the league.
Adam Silver.
Yeah.
No.
Kill the whole league.
No.
Kill
the
whole
NBA
league.
used to be great. All the names he just mentioned. Michael Jordan. How was viewership then, Jake?
Incredible.
How was viewership when Michael Jordan in 98, huh? Did he push off? No.
Hey, look, when Michael Jordan was at the Wizards, the NBA viewership was a whole hell of a lot higher than it is right now.
That was an ownership play.
We got to go to the next thing, but it's amazing to me that we blame LeBron James for viewership going down in the NBA.
As we should.
Brought it on yourself. All right.
Insane.
All right, what do we got next?
All right. We want to talk about, are you doing this one? Are you doing Trump?
Yeah, let's go.
Day after,
Trump second.
yeah,
Let's go to Trump second. All right, but with a little punter go action here. I love this. I'm excited about this one. Coney, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
All right. Trump should make the day after the national championship a holiday.
The college football national championship?
National championship.
Punt, because it shouldn't be played on a Monday anyway. Why are we playing the college football national championship on a Monday? Let me break this down for you. College football, what day do you think of? You think of Saturdays. We own Saturdays throughout the entire season, throughout the entire fall, right? And then all of a sudden, we get to the end of the season, college football loses its mind. The calendar goes completely out the window, and we're playing national championships on a Monday. We shouldn't need to get Tuesday off. What's wrong with tonight, as we sit here right now, Friday night? We could play this championship game on Friday night, or to be honest with you, we could just play it on Saturday like it should be. And if the NFL playoffs are in the way, so be it. I'd watch the college football national championship. We can't figure out a way to squeeze them all into the same weekend. Get rid of Monday night national championships for good.
All right, I like it. I like where your head's at with this. We're going to flip it over to Crain here. All right, Jake. Well, punter go. Trump should make the day after the national championship game a holiday.
I used to be in Cone's camp, but I'm going to go on this. And the longer I sat down and thought about it, it really kind of came to me, like a dream. What's better than having a weekend off, a 2-day weekend of Saturday and Sunday? I don't know. How about a 4-day weekend? You're giving me an extra day off during the week. I already get Friday night off, already get Saturday off, already get Sunday off. I can go to work Monday, look forward to the game that night, and I can know that I get Tuesday off. You're giving me an extra day. What did Coach Red Bayou say in The Water Boy? You know what his daddy liked more than one crawfish dinner? 12 crawfish dinners. Well, giving me an extra day off, I will take that in spades, my friend. Now, it being on a Monday night, being a standalone with work the next day, how many parties is that ruined? How many get-togethers is that ruined? I can get excited on a Friday night. I can drink my Z-Biotics and go out there and get it. Saturday, I got NFL. Sunday, I got NFL. I go to work on Monday. That'll be the best. You're making Mondays great again. You're making Mondays great again. Give me Tuesday off. I would love it. Wednesday, everybody will be happier. Then I look around. Oh, no, it's the weekend again.
Tony, you got a rebuttal to that?
I'm trying to think what make Mondays great again is. It's like a Mamga slogan or something.
Yeah, it's Mimga.
Wait, so hold on. Are you saying that if we had the national championship tonight, that would ruin parties you would go to?
No, what I'm saying is I want that extra. We got games on Saturday in the NFL on Sunday. So tonight, people are going home, right? They're getting ready. They got plans. We got games on Saturday. We got some really good college basketball, too. Get up, watch the game Saturday. Great. Saturday night, everybody's, let's have a good time. Sunday, we got NFL again. And typically people are like, oh, man, Sunday night, I got to go to work tomorrow. Yeah, the national championship game's on, but I got to go through the whole week. Imagine how much more fire Sunday is going to be.
Okay.
Oh, man. Hey,
so
I'm showing up Monday bringing donuts. I'm bringing donuts. I'm bringing coffee. Because guess what? You want to have a productive work day? We're going to grind on Monday. We know that we don't have anything Tuesday. Go home, got another party. You're extending the weekend. You know what it's like to me? It's like when you have the teacher's work day in school on a Monday. Nobody gets more fired up on Friday afternoon when you're going home saying, wow, Friday's really like Thursday when you look at it because I get an extra day off. I think you could get that flavor of ice cream. Really cone deep down. I'm just trying to get that extra day.
Okay, you're trying to extend the weekend. I'm really cooking right now. I think I've got it. Okay, the very rare punt or go compromise here. Here's what we do.
The fake punt?
We do extend.
That's
Tuesdays off. Tuesdays off. College football national championship Saturday. NFL playoff game Sunday where they belong, and then 2 more on Monday, and you get Tuesday off.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Come on, Coach.
But also, we don't need to be out here shaking hands on punter go.
No, we're shaking. Look, sometimes you got to fake the
very
punt.
rare. We're changing the world.
Yeah, it's making me sick.
Sometimes you got to fake the punt.
All right, last one up here for punter go. Let's talk a little Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter heard that Carson Beck, right, Georgia's starting quarterback Carson Beck, who declared for the NFL, then said, I'm not going to go to the NFL, I'm going to transfer to Miami, is potentially getting $10 million in NIL. Travis Hunter heard about that, and he had this to say.
NIL earning reached nearly $10 million in 12 months. How do you get $10 million? Where's my $10 million? Right. Shoot. You need 40. How are these people getting this much money, bro? Like this NIL market seems like it resets every 4 months. Hold on, let me go test it out, bro. I'm finna go test it out, bro. Let me go back to college. I'm going back to college, bro. Let me see if I can get me $100 million. Want to see what your NIL value is? Yeah, let me see my NIL value, bro. Let me see if I can go back and win another Heisman, and because $10 million, I ain't make that in college.
That is your reigning Heisman Trophy winner right there. Played for Deion Sanders in Colorado, 2-way star. So I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe it. But Travis Hunter should return to college next season. Punter go, Jake.
Punt. I'm punting this into the sun. I don't care if they offered him $30 million to come back to college. You're in a totally different situation than Carson Beck or Quinn Ewers or some of these other guys. You got a chance to be the number 1 pick. You're going high. Right? You're going to play in that league for a long time, most likely. God willing, they don't get hurt or whatever. And to the point of getting hurt, what if he did decide to come back for $25, $30 million? You play both sides of the ball. And a lot of it, the volume is really high on both sides of the ball for you. So your chances of getting hurt are doubled. He may play on both sides of the ball in the NFL, but it won't be nearly as much. He'll go heavy on one side, maybe a little bit on the other. So you are going to be a top 3 pick. You're one of the most intriguing prospects of all time. You're going to get a lot of money. It's not worth it. You are at the top. You are tapped out. Yeah, winning 2 Heismans, that'd be great. Archie Griffin, let's be friends. But there is a bad side of it, too. What happens if you do have a devastating injury? What happens if you don't play well? I said the same thing about Prime. You strike while the iron is hot. And again, this is not Carson Beck that may get drafted, may not. Not even Quinn Ewers that's going 52 overall. You got a better chance of going 2 than 52. You're going to get your paper, go to the NFL, and the endorsements, you think they're a lot in college and NIL? No. Go to the NFL. There's still more money.
Is there any case to be made that Travis Hunter should return to college?
Not only Travis Hunter. All right, but can you get Travis, Dion, and Sugar?
Oh, my God. What's
come back? Look, guys are playing for 30 years now. There's got to be a loophole for Shedeur Sanders to find his way back. And a couple interesting, how much money did Travis make? I mean, he didn't make $10 million. I'm really interested. One, I don't know if you need to worry about other people's money or your girlfriend at the same time sitting outside of parties and waiting on her. That's a conversation we can have for another day. But you do have a serious chance to come back and maybe make $50 million. in an NIL. You could probably be one of the two guys who won the Heisman twice, him and Archie Griffin, be remembered forever. I mean, you could probably be the only guy on the new NCAA cover. I wouldn't be surprised by that either. And what does the NFL stand for? Not for long. And you'd make a lot more in NIL if they're offering Quinn Ewers $8 million, they're offering Carson Beck $10 million. He would probably make $50 million. And I just don't see why not, to be honest. Go get your money. Go get your paper. You're going to make a lot more in this deal than you will make in a signing bonus. Go look at the signing bonus Caleb Williams did. Go look at top 5 signing bonus. It's good money, but it ain't NIL money.
How crazy is it we're even having that conversation? You know, college athletics has changed when we're talking about possibly not being the top 3 pick.
So you just said Shedeur and Trey. You're possibly talking about the number 1 and number 2 overall pick.
Run it back.
Going to the
Natty.
NFL. That is insane.
Natty or
That is just insane to me.
Don't go 9-4 if you run it back.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Can't go 9.
That doesn't matter.
Clearly
it doesn't matter. It just matters how much money they're paying you.
Man.
God. How do you think things work these days?
And he low-key put Carson Beck on blast.
This guy.
Put him on blast. All right.
This guy doesn't want to win.
All right, let's go to a $5 donation from David Mack. Appreciate it. It says, environment is all that matters. I wouldn't be that crazy to see Travis come back and run it back for my Buffs just one more time.
I know you're trying to will it into existence. You're a Colorado fan, and I appreciate and love you for doing that, but it ain't happening. You want to know how I know it's not happening? He said it on a podcast, jestingly. It ain't happening.
Let's go to Zach with an H. What's up, man? He says he does, but is a $50 million realistic money that could be made from Travis? If not, what is a realistic number you would put on Travis's NIL?
I think it would not go past 20 mil. I don't think he'd go past 20 mil.
Are you talking about just from the collective? Because, see, that's an interesting point.
I'm talking about in
NIL
general,
means
altogether.
name, image, and likeness, which includes the advertisers. Those are going to happen for him even if he goes pro. So it's weird to, count that money when you're going to get that on top of your NFL money or your college collective money.
Yep.
All right, let's go to a $5 donation from WTL. What's up, brother? Says, guys, would it be that crazy if Travis did come back? You could come back and win another Heisman like Archie did, not only be remembered, but be ingrained into college football forever.
You're already ingrained into college football forever. You won the Heisman. What if Shedeur doesn't come back? What if Travis is like, hey, I'm coming back, and Shedur's like, hey, have fun. Juju Lewis or Caden Salter's team now. Yeah. That's what you're going to do? Man, hell no. You're going to be on Aflac and State Farm commercials here in a little bit.
So to MG, says T. Hunter never done a thing versus a ranked team in his life. He got 1 touchdown versus a ranked team in his college career. This guy is definitely overrated.
No, he's not overrated. He's a dog. He's a dog. I think the fit in the NFL is going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be fantastic for him. I'm just so interested to see, because I do believe he's going to be heavier on one side of the ball than the other. Is it going to be at wide receiver, maybe with a little bit of DB sprinkled in, or the opposite? I don't know.
Let's go to Chrono 2K. Didn't realize the Heisman was a participation award. Not going to lie, he didn't even move the needle like he thinks he did.
Wow, that's not what the scouts are saying. All right, let's get to the poll.
All right, poll. Who won? Punter, go. Jake, Blaine, or David. David coming in with a sturdy 57% today. Blaine, 24%. Jake with a sturdy 20%.
You go after LeBron, you get that 50%.
Why is it me? Yeah. Why is it me?
No, it's just it's just amazing to me. It's amazing. The chat the poll turns for a couple days, and then Mussolini over there throws it back the other way. But didn't want to say, speaking of Mussolini, didn't want to throw our buddy Bryan Driskell under the bus like that. We have a fantastic interview with our good friend Bryan Driskell. You do not want to miss this. Let's go ahead and play it. He's got some things to say, and I know I'm not there. I was visiting the pediatrician, first ever appointment with our newborn daughter. Let's go ahead and play it.
All right, Booster Club, y'all asked for Bryan Driskell from Irish Breakdown to come back on the show. And guess what, Blaine? There he is. There's Bryan Driskell.
Magic. Mr. Driskell, hello. How are we today?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. Not as good as you, though, with your team playing in the national championship. Again, man, Michigan played in this thing a year ago. I was ecstatic. You guys are going to play the Buckeyes in the national championship. And look, that line has come down a bit. Right now, Notre Dame getting plus 8 points, right? This thing opened at minus 9.5 Buckeyes. Money line plus 290 for the national championship. Again, this game is going to be next Monday night. We're going to be live streaming it at Mission Cigar. But, Bryan, I just wanted to get your overall thoughts. Start anywhere you want for this football game with your Notre Dame Irish playing in the national championship.
I think the big thing for me is when you talk about championships, you want to say, did you get the best teams, right? Like not the team that got hot going into the playoff? Did you get the best teams? I thought last year we got the two best teams. I think the two best teams of college football last year were Washington and Michigan, and we got them in the championship game. Some people say Georgia. I've been high on Georgia the last couple of years, as you guys know. And I feel like outside of one bad day for Ohio State in November and one bad day for Notre Dame in September, over the course of the season, these have been the two most dominant football teams of college football, and we're going to find out who the best of them is. And so just looking at it from a Notre Dame standpoint, what excites you about this matchup is I feel like I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on this. My opinion, I said this going into the Georgia game, this is the first time that I feel like Notre Dame's been on this stage where it's not they need everything to go right and the other team to commit 3 turnovers to have a shot to win it late in the game, right? It's more about, hey, play your game, run the football, win the turnover battle, play stifling defense. Riley Leonard, you got to make some plays. You got to get your skilled guys the ball in space to where you play your game. You've got a shot to win this football game. And this is a team that you've gone toe-to-toe with the last 2 years, and they've both been great battles. So I think that's what excites you as a Notre Dame fan is that you're not like wishing upon a star, hoping that Mac Jones has an uncharacteristic 4 turnover game in order to have a shot to maybe win it at the end of the Rose Bowl. This is one of those times where you feel like if your team plays their game, they've got a great shot to win the football game.
I agree, and I think that there are parallels here to one, Michigan, the championship season from a year ago, and then Georgia the 2 years before that, because whenever you have blue blood college football programs, Georgia, Michigan, Notre Dame all qualify, but none had won a national championship this century, and you feel that pressure mounting up. Georgia's was even different because it was a Nick Saban and Alabama hump to get over, but Michigan and Notre Dame similar, can't get over the SEC hump, then y'all beat Georgia. Look, I think it's going to be a great football game, at least I'm hoping for. I think the path to victory is a little tougher for Notre Dame, but anytime you can play tough defense and run the football, that's the last 3 national champions we've seen. I know Blaine's going to get to that point in a second. I do want to say we're without Jake right now because Jake has a newborn baby daughter, Viola. Congratulations to him. They are at the first pediatrician's appointment, but he did give me a question to ask you that's on theme for having a new baby girl. He says, which young player for Notre Dame will have the biggest impact in the national championship?
Oh, if we're talking rookies, it's Leonard Moore. I mean, I guess you could say Jeremiah Love is a true sophomore, still young, but it's Leonard Moore and Christian Gray, the freshman and sophomore corners. Look, you're not going to lock down Jeremiah Smith for 60 minutes. I mean, you're going to cover him for 4 or 5 seconds, but you've got to hold your own. You've got to make some plays. You've got to do against the Ohio State receiving corps this year what Cam Hart and Benjamin Morrison did last year, where they held Marvin Harrison Jr. to 3 catches for 32 yards. As a matter of fact, in 2 games against Benjamin Morrison and Cam Hart, Marvin Harrison didn't get to 100 yards total in those 2 games. He was pretty good, right? Jeremiah Smith is pretty good. They've got to be on top of their game. They can't commit young guy mistakes. They can't, get flat-footed against Jeremiah Smith the way that Christian Gray was against Arian Smith and let him go for 66, because I don't know you're going to catch Jeremiah Smith. You've got to be disciplined against Emeka in coverage. You've got to be able to, if you are able to somewhat slow down Jeremiah Smith, you can't let Cardinal Tate go off on you. And that's kind of the challenge of defending this Ohio State offense. So I think it's those 2 young guys have got to be on top of their game. And I mean, it's a big reason why Notre Dame is here. They haven't had Benjamin Morrison since the first game they played in October. And they still have a great pass defense. You've got to keep it going because you faced some really good receiving cores. You haven't faced anything like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's a beautiful segue into my question. We saw what Texas did with Jeremiah Smith, but Texas is a heavy coverage zone team on defense, and what they did, obviously, that's not who Notre Dame is. And when you talk about styles make fights, Notre Dame runs more man coverage than anybody in the country, especially cover 1. This is a question I want to ask you. Do you change that up walking into this football game for what you're about to play from a style standpoint? Man really doesn't match up well against these guys. It's not only Jeremiah Smith, but you have Mbuka, and you also have Carnell Tate, who did some good things in that Texas game, and Travion Henderson coming out of the backfield. And Will Howard right now is ranked number 2 in the nation versus man coverage. So you still think Notre Dame, even with the young corners you brought up, is going to run a lot of man coverage in this game, or do you think it's going to be switched up to zone? And if you do, is that too late of a switch up walking into a national championship game?
I'm curious to see how Al Golden responds to the USC performance because they tried to run more zone in that game. Now, they did still played some man, but they tried to do some zone as well, and that resulted in a few blown coverages because that's not who they are. And I'm of the belief that you've played 15 games. Being that defense is what got you here. I heard this last year. You can't play man-to-man against Marvin Harrison Jr. Notre Dame said, well, we'll see. And they did. But at the same time, I think the thing that there's the what people miss about Notre Dame's zone coverage is they're a heavy man coverage with their corners. They do a lot of different stuff with their safeties. You know, robbing down, playing over the top. You know, they'll do some things where they'll go like almost like cover zero to the boundary, but then help over top to the field or maybe help to the boundary depending on the matchup. So I think you'll see that, but that's kind of already part of who they are. And that's what, you know, having a guy like Xavier Watts is impactful. So I don't think you're going to see Notre Dame go away from what got them here, because I also think that then goes against what they like to do in the front seven, which is they do like to bring pressures. And look, I don't care if you're playing man or zone. If you don't get to the quarterback, it doesn't matter what coverage you're playing. Yeah. They're going to pick you apart. If you're going to have success, you got to get after the quarterback. And so the key is it's not asking them to cover, you know, play pure cover one all game and cover for 3.5, 4 seconds. It's don't give him 3.5, 4 seconds to throw the football. Don't let him get comfortable. Don't let him step into throws and that's what Michigan did to him. I mean, they were heating him up. That's what slowed that offense down against Texas. We talk about the zone coverage they did. I think it was the fact that they had 13 pressures and 6 hits on the quarterback. Yeah. That had just as big of an impact. So that's the thing for me is, will they mix up their coverages a little bit more? I do anticipate that to a degree. But look, guys, you're in the national championship game. You got to go with what got you here. And you got to trust your guys to do that. And then say, hey, D-line, front seven, linebackers, we need you guys to get to Will Howard. We need you guys to carry your weight and make sure he doesn't have time to throw and doesn't get comfortable in the pocket.
And if you're going to do that, if you're going to bring pressure, which Notre Dame is extremely good at, you better be able to tackle in space.
Michigan was able to stop the Buckeye run game, too. I mean, Mason Graham just chewing up both A gaps. That gives you so much help in the back end. Bryan, I've got some statements here for you. We're going to play a little fact or fiction. I'm going to hit you with a statement. You have 60 seconds on each to tell me why it's either a fact or why it's fiction. Okay, first one up here. Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame running back, will have a bigger impact on this game than Jeremiah Smith, wide receiver for the Buckeyes. Fact or fiction?
Fact. And I look at it two ways. Number one is, if Notre Dame's going to win this game, you need Jeremiah Love to play like a star. I'm a believer, guys, that on this stage, your dudes got to be dudes, right? Riley Leonard's got to be a dude. Jeremiah Love's got to be a dude. So if he has an impact, if he has a big impact, then I think Notre Dame can control the clock, put Ohio State's defense in a bind, keep Ohio State's offense off the field, and then lead Notre Dame to 20-plus points, which they'll need to win. If he doesn't have a good game, then I don't think Notre Dame can score enough to win. So whether he plays well or doesn't, the impact is going to be enormous for this offense. They need Jeremiah Love to have a big game, and if he doesn't, it's going to be a lot tougher to win.
All right, next one. 3 more here. Riley Leonard will have more turnovers than Will Howard. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. I think when I look at it, Riley Leonard hasn't had multiple games this year where he's been kind of turning the ball over. I think he made a couple throws that he tried to force a couple balls against Penn State, and he's going to learn from that a little bit. Ohio State's also not a huge interception team. Mm-hmm. They're an elite pass defense, but they've only forced, I think, 10 interceptions on the season. So they don't force a lot of turnovers. They're more about, you're going to stuff you on first and second down and force you to punt the ball. And so I do not see that, where Notre Dame is the number 1 turnover defense in college football. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be a factor. And that could be 1-0. Yeah. But I don't think he'll have more.
That's significant. They'll both turn it over. So, yeah, I mean, 1-0, you'll take that. Notre Dame will score a defensive touchdown. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. I never predict that. I mean, that's impossible to predict, you know, and so I'll say fiction. I think their defense is going to have to set up at least one score, whether that's them getting it or like the Georgia game, forcing a sack, you get the ball at the 13 and your offense punches it on the next play. I do think they'll need that to win this game unless their defense is just absolutely lights out. But will they score a touchdown? I'm going to say fiction because it's hard for me to predict that.
All right, last one here. Former Notre Dame coach Brian Kelly came out and said, hey, I'm rooting for Notre Dame. I want them to win the championship. I recruited a lot of these guys. He did the right thing. Whatever you have to say about it, he's saying the right things. Brian Kelly, deep down, does not want Notre Dame to win this championship. Fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fiction as much as I want to say fact. I don't want to I don't want to question the man's motives. I think his words were BS when he starts talking about I recruited most of those guys. I think Notre Dame has like 7 starters that Brian Kelly recruited. The vast majority of this team is not Brian Kelly recruits, but I don't want to question the man whether he's rooting against players that he coached. I don't have a very strong opinion of Brian Kelly, but I don't think he's that petty. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's that petty. I think he genuinely does. His former coach's guy. I mean, Mike Denbrock was in his wedding. I would imagine he wants Mike Denbrock to win a championship. I would assume. So I'll say he does want Notre Dame to win.
You disagree with any of those?
No, I think he's spot on. I think Brian Kelly does somewhat. You got a little bit of love still in your heart somewhere to watch these guys win a national championship. It might suck at the same time, but I wouldn't be surprised. But there's another question that, we didn't really talk about, and what I'm interested in, how much confidence do you have in these tackles? A little bit banged up there. I mean, you're going against guys Jack Sawyer and JTT. It obviously helps when Riley Leonard can throw. But do you think these guys will be able to protect Riley Leonard enough for 4 quarters to where he can actually have success through the passing game?
They don't even know who their tackles are going to be yet.
Yeah.
So, I as of right now, I would assume it's going to be Charles Jagasaw. We'll see how it is. I thought they did a pretty good job in the second half against the Penn State edge players. One thing about this offensive line, they've played some really good edge players this season, including a week ago. And then the week before that, it's Georgia. A week before that, it's Mikael Kamara. They've played Nick Scorton. Georgia Tech has a really good defensive line. So they're pretty battle tested. It's not about dominating the matchup. It's just holding your own.
Yeah.
And if they do beat you on the edge, get a body on a body, and then let Riley go do his thing. That's going to be the big thing. It's just stay engaged. Don't let the run throughs where your quarterback's getting hit from behind. Get a body on a body. Let your athletes then kind of use some escapability. So, but that is going to be a key though. If they can't protect Riley, then they're going to have no chance to win this game. Yeah. If they can, then I do think Notre Dame can move the ball enough to win this game.
I agree.
A couple more for you here. We've got Bryan Driskell with us again from Irish Breakdown. If you're not familiar with his content, please go check it out. He's on YouTube everywhere. I'll let him plug at the end, but he's our resident Notre Dame guy, and we love having him on. Bryan, it feels like Notre Dame is America's team right now. Is that something that just kind of gets said every championship for the underdog? Or, is this an element that people really are rooting against the Buckeyes? How do Notre Dame fans feel about this right now entering the championship?
I think it's like, if you could use a scene from a movie from Anchorman, I don't believe you. I don't believe it. They may say that on Twitter, but I've been a Notre Dame fan for a long time. I have a hard time believing once the game starts that people are like, I'm actually rooting for Notre Dame. I think if anything, it's more of a dislike of Ryan Day. Yeah. There's a lot of really likable kids on that football team at Ohio State. I mean, just a lot of good kids. I think Ryan Day makes them unlikable, much like I felt like Brian Kelly made Notre Dame unlikable and Charlie Weiss made Notre Dame unlikable. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that they have bad kids. It's just the head coach is like, that's the representative of your institution. So I think it's more of that Ryan Day just kind of rubs people the wrong way. And I think it's more of that than it is love for. I don't think a lot of fans are going to get joy out of watching Notre Dame win. They're just going to get joy out of watching Ryan Day lose more than anything else.
It's not a love thing. They just hate Ohio State. So
exactly.
Well, look, this is just about the worst possible matchup for Michigan fans. The only way to make it worse is if somehow you throw Michigan State in there. But this is just bad. Anything else for you for Bryan?
I'm good, man. He checked all my boxes.
All right, Bryan, that means it's time for your score prediction, man. How's this one going to go?
I think it's going to look a lot like last year's game, but with a touchdown each for each team. And I think the roles are going to be reversed. I think that this Notre Dame team matches up well against Ohio State in some very important areas. And the difference between the two teams this year compared to last year is Riley Leonard. I mean, this is what you brought him here for. It's the playmaking ability. It doesn't always look sexy, but he just makes plays. And when you look at how they played in the second half against Penn State, 261 yards and 24 points in only 30 minutes. They found a way, and there were some really big missed opportunities early that they cleaned up and were able to roll. I just feel like this offense is going to be able to do enough. You're going to be able to get Jeremiah Love going, make enough plays in the pass game, and you don't got to shut Ohio State down. You just got to keep the points down. And outside of Tennessee, Ohio State has not scored a lot of points against the really good defenses they played this year, including Texas. Look at Penn State, Indiana. They didn't really move the ball all that effectively. They had some short fields. And then, of course, we saw what Michigan and Nebraska did to them as well. So, and this, I think, is the best defense they'll have played this year. So I have a 24-20 game. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be a great ball game between two really good football teams. And I feel Notre Dame pulls this one out.
Makes a lot of sense.
Did you expect anything less?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I think I said 2017. We talked about last year's game. That one was 17-14, right?
Yeah, and then they scored in the final seconds from the one. Yeah,
I think if Notre Dame's going to win this game, it needs to be somewhat low scoring.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, you don't want to get into. They don't have the offense to get into a track meet with Ohio State.
Yeah,
no, I don't think so.
Please tell everybody where they can find your content.
Any YouTube channel, go to YouTube, type in Irish Breakdown. You'll see us. You'll see that logo right there. If you listen on podcasts, Apple, Spotify, whatever platforms, you can also type in Irish Breakdown there. You want to get our written content, go to irishbreakdown.com. If you want to go to our premium board where we have our film breakdowns, you can go to boards.irishbreakdown.com. I try to make it as easy as possible, guys. Irish Breakdown. If you want to follow me on Twitter, at Coach D178 is where you can find me. That's the only anomaly because I started that one like over a decade ago.
You must be making it easy because you get a view from me every single day. After our live show, when I'm on YouTube and we have our chat pulled up, it populates right into Irish Breakdown. So by the time I look at it after a show, I'm 10 minutes into your show. You get a view from me every day, brother. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, man.
I had an epic rant today at the start of our show you're going to want to watch.
Okay. Well, share a little bit. Give us a teaser.
I went after a certain beat writer from CBS Sports for an absurd question he asked of Riley Leonard at yesterday's press conference where I was not too happy about it. So.
Hold on. Yeah. Brian, are you joining the Get Off My Lawn movement? Because we're welcoming everyone.
If you want to call it that, it's a you better come correct if you're going to come at Notre Dame right now because this isn't your older brother's Notre Dame team and I don't know if they're going to win or not, but you better come with a little bit of respect. And said Jaden Greathouse didn't even make a move. The guy just fell down, called his move a rec league basketball head fake, and talked about Notre Dame, who's had 11 linemen on both sides of the ball, miss multiple games that are starters or key reserves, said that everything has gone your way this year. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm sure Notre Dame's happy that Benjamin Morrison only played 6 games. And I'm sure they're thrilled that they've had 4 starting offensive linemen go out and 7 defensive linemen go out. I'm sure, everything's gone their way. Sure. That lucky 52-3 win they had over Florida State, they just grinded out some of those tough wins where 12 of their 14 wins were by double digits. Just got real lucky, getting that done. So, yeah, sure, buddy. That's what it was.
I wasn't expecting a rant at the finale. What did you say? This isn't your grandfather, or this isn't
your older brother's Notre Dame.
This isn't your
grandfather's Notre Dame was pretty flipping good, right? So this isn't your older brother's Notre Dame that has not been what people say about Notre Dame now is what they were for a long time. Mm-hmm. But this isn't that team. This isn't 2012 Notre Dame. This isn't 2020 Notre Dame. This isn't 2002 Notre Dame. This is a different type of Notre Dame team.
That's what I was saying about Georgia and Michigan.
Penn State found that out. Indiana found that out. Texas A&M found that out. This is a different football team.
I love it. Snapping necks and cashing checks, baby.
Hey, go ahead and book some time with us next week so we can recap this game, man. Thank you again so much for joining us, and hey, best of luck to the Irish.
Appreciate it, Brian.
Thanks, guys.
See you, man.
Great job, gentlemen. Great job. In my absence, some good stuff there. And I think he's right. I mean, this Notre Dame team, you do need to put some respect on their name. Yeah. Now, we'll see how people feel after this national championship game goes, if it goes a certain way. But the phone lines are not open, right?
Yep. 1-855-236-3228. Those phone lines are open. Get your calls in. You'll have 60 seconds to share your hottest take.
All right, let's get to some reactions, and we got locks, leans, and dogs, then we're going to get to the phones. Let's get some reactions.
First reaction up here, we have to talk about the current Biden administration's Department of Education and how it's affecting Title IX right now, especially with revenue sharing that's coming to college athletic. This is going to be seismic for what's going to happen with college sports. Do you have a little bit of a breakdown from On3 today?
Yeah, basically, and I kind of followed up with our buddy Pete Nakos from On3 to get some more information because it was a little bit muddy for me still. What happened in layman's terms is the Department of Education is basically saying that payments from the school to a player, these NIL payments, are financial assistance, and they have to be divided proportionally to each sport, from women's ping pong to college football, or you could possibly violate Title IX laws. Now, if they want to put dudes in women's sports, apparently that's not a violation, but I was like, all right, so what exactly does that mean? Does that mean that the collectives at these schools, now whatever money they get in, they have to divvy it out equally to each sport? No, the collective is not under that purview. So to me, that only means really one or a couple things. These media contracts that the SEC has with ESPN, that money is going to the school. That money is not going to the collective. So the $30 million you get this year, whatever amount of that money is given to the student athlete has to be divided proportionally amongst all the sports, which is so stupid. It's so stupid. And I think it's bad for some of the smaller sports. You would think off the rip, you'd be like, that's great. That's great. Women's gymnastics gets as much money as college football. Well, colleges are businesses. So if I'm looking at it and saying, well, I'm going to give away a portion of this money we're getting from this or from the government or whatever, and I have to give it to a sport that's really not making money, and I can't just soup up the ones that are making money with that. That's bad business. Let's cut it. Yep. Let's cut the sport out. Yep. So I don't think this is a good thing for the smaller sports at all. No. Also, what it does, if I'm college football, get me away from these guys as fast as possible. I think this does nothing but speed up the process of college football breaking away from the NCAA. And you know what? I hope they do. I hope they do. So the NCAA can ruin, other stuff, just not mess with football. I think college basketball is going to follow football after, to be honest with you. So you're basically socializing the money you give them. That's what it is. You have to give it even to everybody. But the big news, and again, Pete Nakos, I followed up with him. I was like, does the collective fall under that purview? And he said no, which is huge, obviously, for college football.
Still bad enough.
It's still bad business.
This is the biggest no-brainer for the incoming Trump administration because, like you said, all this is going to result in is athletic directors looking down and saying, yeah, we're going to cut women's volleyball. For like the top 3 women's volleyball teams in the country can stay intact, but we're going to cut all of these sports because we're not going to share revenue evenly when we're having to pay $20 million for the roster in college football to even compete in the league we're in. So like that's just not going to happen.
Well, to me, it's like if you had a burger shop, like a burger restaurant, and you were famous and known for your burgers, and you were getting money, in some sort of way from some entity, but that entity said, well, you know what? You got to use the same amount of money for the pancakes as you do the burgers. No, we make all our money off the burgers, so we want to use a big part of that money on making the burgers even better so we can make even more money. That's the smart business side of it.
All right, next reaction up here. Derrick Henry's playing football this weekend, and I saw Derrick Henry high school highlights online, so I just figured I'd show them to you guys so we can watch.
Look at this. Play this. Good God. Just a monster.
Wait, that's the Predator preview.
Yeah. Oh, my God. No. That just sucks, dude. Like, I'm in high school.
What if you're playing strong safety and you have to come downhill on that?
I'm hurt.
I thought we were in man free. I was in the sky. Here's what I wanted to ask you, Flaming Dragon, while we're looking at this. Does Derrick Henry have because remember how many yards he rushed for? It's like an insane amount of yards. Does Derrick Henry have the best high school highlight film of anybody?
It's either him or Tavon Austin.
And I get
Tavon Austin's mostly known for his college.
Well, but his high school tape is legendary. They don't tackle him for 15 minutes. The reason I think Derrick Henry's is better is because we haven't seen this really. We've seen smaller, shifty guys that can absolutely take it off. Even Reggie Bush. I'm not saying Reggie Bush is Tavon Austin size, but we haven't seen something that big running that fast that can move like that.
Bo Scarborough, maybe a comp. I don't know if y'all remember him in Alabama.
Bo ain't Derrick, though.
Yeah, but I would say the closest thing we saw to this is not even at the running back position. That would be Julio Jones, his high school.
Or Jadeveon Clowney.
Just an absolute freakish human being that can move like that. Either that or one kid who graduated from Spanish Fort in 2013's highlight tape.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Chill on that. Set the Florida high school rushing record with 12,124 yards over 4 seasons.
So you're averaging
510 rushing yards in one game.
That is just absolutely
482 rushing yards in one playoff game.
That is just absolutely insane.
How would you tackle Derrick Henry?
Low.
You're playing strong. You're moving closer to the box. The hole opens up.
You got 2 options.
There's always a moment in football to where if you play defense and the hole opens up and you see that running back, you got to make your decision.
You got 2 options. Either you get him before he gets going, which means behind the line of scrimmage, okay, or once he gets going, you got to go low. You got to go low.
How many views would it get us?
If we did it against
how many views would we get? Because then I'll come downhill and at least give my best effort.
Well, it better
time
be
after time after time in a game in high school that no one's really watching. That's a different.
Well, if that's the case, it better be enough to take care of my family after I'm dead.
I'm taking that 15-yard penalty. I'm tripping them.
Yeah. Oh, it just you got him down. You'll be a legend forever.
All right, locks, leans, and dogs.
Yep. Let's throw these up here. All right, we're going to NFL divisional round. The bets you want. Now, I've been keeping track of the bets all week. We're going to wait until Sunday's games are done. On Monday at the live stream, we're going to update you on how we did last week and get ready for this week. But here's what I got, guys. Here are my locks. The Chiefs, Texans, under 42.5, minus 124. The Chiefs are going to win 24-12. That under's going to hit. Then give me a Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. All right, you've played a little bit, past the concussion. It may even be a first touchdown, but I'm just going to take the anytime touchdown. You're going to get that tush push, or as my brother likes to call it, the push tush, which I think is an OnlyFans account if you look it up.
$9.99 a month.
$9.99 a month. You can get the push tush. My leans, Ravens money line. I like Baltimore this weekend. All right, I know we're going to get to yours, Coney, here in a second, but I like the Ravens on the money line at -118. Give me a Mark Andrews anytime touchdown. And don't be shocked if Rashad Bateman scores too, but give me a Mark Andrews anytime touchdown. And then my dogs. I don't know why that's my favorite thing to do. The Rams money line. That's right, I said it. We have to pick dog bets. This is the dog that's got the best chance. That's at +225. And then in the Lions-Redskin game, I know Knuckles is back off the injury reserve, David Montgomery, but give me Jahmyr Gibbs. First touchdown of the game. He's going to score it at +400.
He's going to score for sure. $9.99, you got a discount going on the OnlyFans? I'll have to look into that.
You know, for $11.99, you get feet picked.
Time for my locks.
This QR code, I'll do terrible.
Yeah, okay. Time for my locks of the weekend. Remember, every under hit in the wild card matchup.
Thanks for bringing that up,
There's a couple unders that I like. First off, let's get started with a little largest lead under in the Bills and Ravens game. -120 going off there. If one of these teams gets up on the other by more than 2 touchdowns, something went wrong. Both teams going to be trying to run the football. -18 degrees playoff football. Give me the under, the largest lead, 14.5. And then Rams and Eagles under 43.5 in Philly. Again, they're going to have to be dealing with the elements. This is going off at -115 on the odds. Let me get to where I'm leaning right here. Okay, this is interesting. Washington, Detroit under 55.5 -110. This is the only over of the entire weekend that I would even consider taking because both offenses are so explosive and they're playing indoors, but 55.5 points, too much for me. 35-21 doesn't even hit that over, at least I think. Well, 34-21, whatever. Wasn't that great at math. Give me the under in that game as well. And then Texans +8.5 -115. I told you that we would get to this. The Chiefs throughout the entire season only beat 4 teams by more than 8 points, and even the Texans themselves played them to 8 points just last month in December. Texans +8.5 -115. I like that. And then my dogs, give me Washington +6.5. I think Detroit's fine going and winning this thing by 4 and moving on to the NFC Championship. Washington +6.5. That's going off at +127. Some nice value on your bet there. And then Rams +4.5, +109. Again, Eagles could win this thing by a field goal. You would still hit a plus money bet there with some guys who won a Super Bowl in Matt Stafford and Sean McVay.
I like that.
All right, I love it. I guess you're just too good to bark when it comes to betting on dogs. There it is. That's what I want to see, David. Oh, all right, let's get excited. Let's win some money this weekend for my locks. Lock in with me now. I'm taking grenades in the trenches, Johns. All right, Rams +7.5. Bought this up a little bit. -140. I think the Rams might be the sneakiest team right now in the playoffs. Then I bought the Redskins up to 10.5. That's +10.5. That's going off at -130. Then we're leaning. All right, lean with me. Chiefs -8.5, -110. Don't believe in the Texans. I do not. I believe in C.J. Stroud only so much. Not only do you have to beat the Chiefs and Andy Reid, you also have to beat the referees. And the crew that is going to be at this game, when they ref Chiefs games, the Chiefs are 6-0. All right? If that's ever sat, you need to know. There it is. And give me Ravens money line -118. Josh Allen, great player. James Cook, great player. They just don't have enough to match up with this Ravens rosters. I think the Raven is a better football team. And then my dogs. This has to hit. I can feel it in my plums. Justin Watson, first touchdown scorer +40.
Wow. You'll win the week if that one hits, bud.
Me. All right, walk with me. I believe in it. And then I'm going Dalton Kincaid. Anytime touchdown +300.
Those are the bets for the
play
weekends.
action. Absolutely. Everyone's thinking Dawson Knox. Oh, hey, there's a guy from Utah. All right, his name's Dalton Kincaid.
All right, we're going to get to the phone lines here in a second. Quickly, for a limited time, let me tell you, well, not for a limited time, hopefully I can tell you about them for all time. Our friends over at Vanta, whether you're a startup founder navigating your first audit or a seasoned security professional scaling your first GRC program, proving your commitment to security has never been more critical or more complex. You want to have a good defense, man. All right? It's in life, too, not just in football. Businesses use Vanta to establish trust by automating compliance needs across over 35 frameworks like SOC 2 or ISO 27001. They centralize security workflows, complete questionnaires up to 5 times faster, and they proactively manage vendor risk. So let Vanta help you start or scale your security program by connecting you with auditors and experts to help conduct your audit and set up your security program very quickly. And for a limited time, our audience gets $1,000 off Vanta at vanta.com/booster. That's VANTA.com/booster. That is $1,000 off. And I also want to remind you, we are live streaming the national championship game, people. Monday night, Mission Cigar and Social. And we got our cool new hats that are on sale now. You need to check them out. They're super duper doopity dope. Go to the dailywire.com, go to the merch store. If this one does well, which it already is doing, we're going to do some more of them. I just think this is the best thing of merch we've ever came up with. And we've come up with some good merch stuff. And you know what? I'm going to wear mine right now, Coney. I'm going to wear it right now as we get to calls.
That thing looks great. Let's get to the hot take hotline. We're going to start with Noah in Texas. Noah, you got 60 seconds, man. What's your hot take?
Hey, good afternoon, Kings. Couple things here. Jake, congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.
Baby.
Thank you.
Second, Bob Uecker is one of the top radio announcers that has ever existed.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. And then third here, we got a special guest here. It is Lane's level up. He is on level 2 now.
Let's go.
So
big dose.
Happy birthday here.
You want a little happy birthday?
A little happy birthday.
Hey, Lane, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You probably look like Noah. We all know it's true. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, kid. I love it.
Hey,
there he is.
Lane.
That's awesome. Congrats,
That's awesome,
Noah.
buddy. Congrats.
Appreciate it, man. All right, let's go on to Matthew in Arkansas. Matthew, you got 60 seconds.
God,
what's your hot take?
I thought somebody robbed the pawn shop.
What's up, y'all? It is the Heartbroken Hog here. First off, Jake and Reed, congrats on Viola. That's awesome, y'all.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Last week on the Dono on the live stream, y'all thought I was dead or something. I'm not dead. I'm just at work during y'all's show.
I mean, you looked at me and said you're going to get some milk, and I didn't see you for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I got y'all on the TVs at work, so I got
Let's go, baby. Good. We're glad you're here.
I'm feeling better about the football season next year because I'm surprised we retained Travis Williams. I thought he was going to be gone. I wasn't surprised we kept Bobby Petrino, though. And one last thing I wanted to say, I've got a bone to pick with Kentucky fans because all I heard all off season was how we were going to be good in the regular season and get bounced out of the first round. Well, I'm waiting because I would take that right about now.
Matthew, it's great to hear from you, buddy. We appreciate you. Hopefully we get to see you again next year. Matthew, big Arkansas fan. Cal, man, washed. Washed. Put him in the dryer. He's washed.
Not pretty in Fayetteville right now for basketball. All right, let's move on to Tommy in Kentucky. Tommy, what's your hot take?
Hey, Phil. So, first off, I want to say congrats, Jake, about being a father. Forgot to
Thanks, buddy.
Two things. So, I'm 35 this year, going to be going on 36. And I can remember, late in high school, early college, whenever Saban got hired, all the great teams that he had. And I remember hearing the argument that, maybe one of his best teams could beat the NFL's worst teams. And you really don't hear that argument much anymore. And it might be dead, that argument. But, the transfer portal, NIL kind of spread that town around, and teams really can't build the depth like they did 10 years ago to even have that argument anymore. And the second thing was I heard on my local news this morning that there's a new transfer portal timeline. I haven't looked it up myself, but supposedly they're after all the bowl games, keeping players from opting out. I just want to know y'all's thoughts on that and what that would look like.
Yeah.
And feel bad for Heartbroken Hog. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Everybody in Kentucky's feeling. It's bad when the Kentucky fans are feeling bad for you. Tommy, appreciate the call, buddy. What he's talking about is the coaches. And, man, we talked about this all during the season. We talked about this with Tim Brando. Heck, we talked about it with Rhett Lashley when he was on here. They voted to approve the move of the transfer portal window till after.
It's not finalized.
It's not finalized yet, but they voted on. They proposed it. I think it's going to get pushed through. This is going to be a really big deal for the calendar. It's going to clean up a lot of the bowl game stuff. And look how long we go in the college football playoff as well. Yeah. You still got to recruit and stuff. And so I think it cleans a lot up. It still gives you time to go to the spring semester, which is what a lot of these guys want in these transfers. So I think it was a good move. They moved it back. Let's keep cleaning up the calendar.
Thanks for calling in. That line's open. Let's get a caller on it. In the meantime, let's go to Steve in Ohio. Steve, what's your hot take?
Hey!
What's up, buddy?
What's up, Steve?
I got a lot of stuff to get through, so let me get through all of it before my time runs out.
All right.
Jake, congrats on the new baby.
Thank you.
And thanks to me, she has your favorite player's rookie card.
Yes, I know, dude. It's funny. I looked through them. I still haven't gotten through all of them looking at it because we've been so busy, but I'm almost all the way through.
Okay. Next, I have the action figures here.
Oh, nice. We're figuring out a plan for that, Stevie. So just, you're a military guy. Be on standby for me for a little bit longer.
Roger that. Okay. And Jake and Blaine, I want to know why your dog sounds like he's throwing up. And then,
Steve, 15 seconds. What's your score prediction?
Yeah, give us your score prediction, Steve. Tell us.
Ohio State 34, Notre Dame 17.
Okay. Yeah. So that's an under. That's an under, right?
Would it?
Or is it 49.5?
It's 46.5.
46.
Yeah, that'd be over.
I'm tripping. I'm thinking Ravens Bills 51.5. That's what
that's a lot of points too.
That is
18-degree weather.
I think the highest point total for the playoff right now is the Redskins. Line.
Yeah, 55.5. But that's what I'm saying. I took the under in Loxley.
And there will not be one higher than that. All the way through. There will not be one higher.
No. All right, let's stay in Ohio and go to Elijah. Elijah, 60 seconds. What's your hot take, brother?
Hello. Just want to get my congratulations out the way. Congratulations to you for fatherhood.
Thanks, E.
Exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff. So I'm going to try to go ahead and get my hot takes in. I am a born and raised Buckeye fan. I think that they're going to do great. The real thing is people focus so much on our offense, but our defense is really the one. This year, I think this is the greatest Ohio State defense I've ever seen. With my own two. And I think I snuck in and watched that Miami game in 2002. I was only about 5 years old, though, so I can't really speak on that one. But I think that our defense is going to really speak loudly for our team. I don't think that Notre Dame has enough offense to really overcome that. I think their defense is amazing. I think that Freeman has them really well together. My score prediction for this game is going to be tighter than what most Buckeyes, I think, will probably say.
Keep them on.
24-7.
Gotcha. Hey, Elijah, make sure you check the live stream too, brother. I know you probably will, but it's going to be a fun time on Monday, so we'll see.
He said 24-7, right?
24-17. 24-17.
To be honest with you, I saw a bet out there that Notre Dame doesn't score a touchdown, and it was only plus 450.
That's wild. My prediction's 27-17, so I'm not that far away from Elijah.
Gotcha. All right, let's move on to Mike in Wisconsin. Mike, what's your hot take today?
Hey, guys.
What up,
Mike? Not much. My hot take is that there will be no Super League.
Really?
If the U.S. Health Department bans pharmaceutical advertising on televisions, that will crush the network ability to spend all this money on the advertising sales for the different conferences, and the bottom will fall out of that market. And that will happen in all sports, not just college.
So you don't think there's enough around outside of the pharmaceutical sales to be able to make up for that?
Well, it's 90% of all advertising dollars are pharmaceuticals. So if you take that and just chop 90%, on the main networks. Yep.
Golly, does that make commercial breaks shorter? Does that make commercial breaks shorter?
God, I hope so.
That's a great call, bro. That is a great. Mike. I would never. That thought has never even crossed my mind. That is a fantastic call, man. Call in again.
Man, that might create a world of hurt for the contract that's already in place.
Bro, it's 90%. Is that right? Justine, can y'all look? Not that I'm doubting Mike. Can somebody look that up back there? Is that it's 90%?
Is that an RFK Jr. thing coming in?
Man,
is that what?
I don't know about it. I mean,
we need to do a whole segment on that.
I'm just mind blown. It's 90%.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, that line's open. Let's get a caller on it. We're going to go to Jake in Birmingham, Alabama. Jake, what's going on today?
Yo, what's up, guys?
What up?
First, also, congratulations, Jake, on your.
Thank you, buddy.
On Viola. Sorry, I was not aware this was a hot take thing, but I was going to call about Auburn basketball.
Go ahead.
But I do.
Please.
One thing, just happy Bama lost. Happy we beat top 15. I also was at the Purdue game in Birmingham. That was so hype. But I guess on a hot take standpoint, I like the UFL better than the NFL just because I actually have a good team. I've been hurt by my NFL team too many times.
Who's your NFL team?
Cowboys.
Oh. And you're a Stallions fan, I'm
I got
guessing.
Stallions in the UFL.
Yeah.
Birmingham Stallions.
Who do you want to coach the Cowboys? Quickly.
Probably Dion. I mean, I don't really know who else.
Yeah.
I would have liked Belichick, but he's not leaving UNC.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right,
Belichick and Jerry Jones in the same building to make me laugh.
Yeah, that would be just weird.
Appreciate it, Jake.
Guys. What we found is Big Pharma accounts for nearly 90% of the broader industry's digital ad spending.
That's insane.
Bro.
And
90?
sad. And sad.
90?
And sad. We're that sick.
Monopoly? You did
We're that sick,
David.
Yeah.
Making us sick.
Make America healthy again.
90%?
Golly.
That is nuts, dude.
Oh, that's a heck of a call, Mike. We appreciate that. And Jake, who just called in. All right, that line's open. Let's get someone on it. We're going to go to Michael in Texas. You got 60 seconds, man. What's your hot take?
I've got a score prediction and 2 takes. So, prediction, I believe it's going to be Buckeyes 28, Notre Dame 17. Late defensive touchdown to seal it for the Buckeyes. So first take, if you want to be a big football nerd like I am, you definitely need to get Trends in Offensive Football by Coach Dan Casey. I think some of you guys may have heard of him.
Oh, you talking about this one right here? You mean that I keep at the ready right here?
Yeah.
Dan Casey's a buddy, man. He's a bright mind.
It is such a great book. And then the last take I have, and this one is a scorcher, boys. Blaine, after that tennis video you put up yesterday, I don't think you deserve to be called the Flaming Dragon anymore, because no Flaming Dragon sounds like a feminine tennis player.
Really?
Shot.
Really?
Fired, Mike.
Really? That's
shots.
You do a favor for a friend. You do a favor for a friend, and this is what I get.
I thought it was
what
great.
I get, Dave.
It was fantastic.
I thought it was. I'm acting. Okay, that's what it's. I'm painting a picture.
Yeah.
It's beautiful art.
It's more like a.
Your brain's not big enough to understand.
I don't want to hang out with you and your fantastic friends.
Yeah, it's more like the weird Picasso stuff that he did.
It makes money. $9.99 a month.
Yeah. I played Dragon in tennis, man. He's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. All right, let's go to Will in New Jersey. Will, what's your hot take today?
What's up, boys?
What's up, Willie?
So I just wanted to tell you something that you guys don't know about me. At my high school, which I graduated in 2006, I have every single men's tennis record, and I went to college on a Division I tennis scholarship. So, Blaine, I just want to tell you, when I saw your form, I just had to describe it in a single word, and the word is majestic.
Yeah.
He
likes the backhand.
Hey, look, I'm telling you, all right? Mom was a 4-0 growing up. I used to go out there and play with her all the time.
Let's go.
Yeah, I could get out on a tennis court and handle my own, buddy.
Will, one-hand backhand or two?
It shows. So I'm a two-handed backhand. The one-hander it's prettier to watch.
That's what I was telling you.
It's just
the Federer, the Wawrinka.
You just get to the zone just like this. It's like you're pulling a sword out.
I just love how you reference Mom and you going out there and playing. We played home run derby on the tennis courts with the tennis balls. So
I did more than just that.
Okay.
I had some guy named Coach Coach Mikey.
Coach Mikey?
In Fairhope, Alabama.
Wax off.
We're bringing up Fairhope, Riley Leonard. I kicked their ass every year in high school. So now I'm rooting for Ohio State even more.
I'm going to call him and find out.
But
that's fine. Had 212 yards my first game ever against Fairhope receiving.
Hey, he needed Will to call back in and lift back up. Will's a champ.
He probably put that in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go wrestle a bear.
All right, two more callers on the line. Let's get to both of them. John in Buffalo, New York. John, what's your hot take today?
Let's go.
Howdy, y'all. So I'm here from Buffalo.
Let's go.
And it's not exactly your travel destination. And
that's in Greenland, right?
Amazing. Yeah, basically. The Ravens are an amazing team. Lamar Jackson is incredible to watch, as is Derrick Henry, and they almost feel inevitable when you watch them play. However, there's something different about this team in Buffalo this year, and as I sit atop this snowy corn pile, I can't help but think we're really going to lay the hammer on them here in a couple days. And I'm blessed enough to get to go, and, man, I just can't tell you how excited I am to go watch that team, and hopefully they can get her done.
Bro, you have got to take a picture. I don't know if you have social media or whatever. You have got to take a picture from inside the stadium and tag us in it, man. I want to see it from inside.
I will absolutely do that.
Like everybody.
In there.
Never mind.
That's going to be awesome,
dude.
Man.
That is awesome, bro. You got to call in too and
please,
tell us how it goes.
Hey, call in next week. We want to hear from you first thing after this game.
Hey, who do you think America's rooting for more in this game? Like America. Is it the Bills?
I mean, they're probably rooting against Matt Walsh, and he's a Ravens fan, so probably the Bills.
I don't know if he factors into the equation.
You don't think so?
For America?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a good question, dude. Like, it may be split.
That's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah,
I think everybody likes both these guys. They like these teams. I like both head coaches. It's going to be a good one. All right, one last caller for today and for the week. This is Eric in North Carolina. Eric, what's your hot take, brother?
Hey, guys. I just wanted to call in. I'm not sure if it's really a hot take. I want to say congratulations to Jake.
Thanks.
On his new baby girl.
Yeah.
We just had our baby girl, and Jake interacted with me on Twitter. She's a month old now. It's an amazing experience. We have 2 boys on top of that. It's crazy having a girl, though. It changes everything.
Dude. Congratulations, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. I also want to say a big FU to the 3-letter or 4-letter network because they killed my passion for sports. And y'all brought it back, so I appreciate you guys. It's been fantastic. I love the show. And if I can say this, I'm going to try to say it. Shout out to producer Justine. Go to hell, Carolina. Let's go NC State.
Hey, Eric, great call. Wow. Congrats. I can't even imagine. Today she's officially a week old. I can't imagine what a month is. She's already changed. Like her color is like getting lighter. She's moving her head around more. Like
she's an angel, man. She's awesome.
Bro, well,
Booster Club, that's how y'all bring it on a Friday.
Yeah, we asked for it and y'all brought
That's how y'all bring it on call-ins.
Spraggins, I'm acting. Tough acting, tin acting. I'm clacking. I'm strapping.
I don't know what that was, but thank you, Booster Club.
Guy.
Yeah. All right. 1-1 last night. Not bad. Gonzaga lost to Oregon. I need to apologize also to
the Beaver.
Ward, you're a little too hard on the Beaver. No, Oregon State. I said y'all lost to Pacific. I didn't mean to say Pacific. I meant to say Santa Clara, I think it was. But did y'all show up last
97.
night? Y'all put a 97 piece on Gonzaga, which Gonzaga's kind of fallen off to me. I want Jared from Seattle to call in and tell us what his wife thinks. She's a Gonzaga fan. I believe I have that right. All right, tonight, got to stick with the hardwood, baby, because there ain't nothing else. We already gave you the locks, leans, and dogs. I'm going the Big East, which is still a thing in basketball in college. Give me Providence, Nova, over 140.5. Should be a heck of a game. Excited to watch that one at -112. And then DePaul and Georgetown, over 141. That's at -108. Do not forget, Ed Cooley left Providence to go to Georgetown. Georgetown's already looking better in his second year there. DePaul, guess what their mascot is, Blaine? Oh. That's only said it once.
He said it twice.
No.
He dead named me earlier and y'all didn't catch it. Chat called it.
No.
Chat called it, but y'all didn't catch it.
Nope.
That's
we'll look at
2.
the tape. They're the Dragons. But anyway, go ahead.
Is it my turn?
It's your
All right,
turn.
here we go. I'm going to take 2 tennis bets in the Australian Open. First off, give me Djokovic -4.5 games. The odds on that right now are -140. And then I'm going to take Alcaraz in his match -6.5 games. And the odds on that are -150. Hey, hopefully they can deliver like the Dragon on the court.
Yeah, I can't wait to find out next week what happens.
Oh, we'll know in a couple weeks.
All right, 1-1 yesterday. Thanks a lot, Memphis.
Yeah.
Good.
Choke artist.
God, Penny. It's getting worse and worse. All right. Give me Ohio State -7.5 going off at -110 because you know why? You know who they're playing, Dave? Indiana. Indiana is absolute garbage this year. And give me Georgetown -9.5. Georgetown, a little sneaky team this year, -110. That's going there at home. And I feel really good about that. Confidence. Confidence is key. And trust me, I got enough of it.
And Buckeyes are in Columbus, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's at home. All right, let's go to Ace. It's going to rock with Iowa. They're going on the road.
UCLA.
See if Mick Cronin's going to cuss out his team before and after the game. That's at +6, -108. And then St. Joseph's. All right, they're on the money line at +114 tonight. We shall see. Chat.
Control room, I'm not getting any, he said it twice yet. So once y'all figure that out, we're already ahead of you here in the chat. So once y'all figure it out,
no, it's fake.
I didn't hear anything. After you made us listen to your rapping, you're
not
lose.
locked in, all right? Get locked in.
Or is it on
NC
purpose?
State caller come here and give you some credit, and next thing you know, we're just all flowers and rainbows.
Would you read the chat? Would you please read the chat? Okay, they're keeping score.
I don't like your attitude.
See,
If you lose,
dock him a point.
That's the problem.
dock him one.
All right, let's get these donations. If you donated today, guys, thank y'all. We really appreciate your money. $5 donation from Beef Eater ND08.
Nice.
Don't look at me and smile. It says, Day is a petty hypocrite. Us against the world is BS, especially with OSU's huge TV ratings while repping the Big Ten versus a real independent. The guy's an absolute douche.
Nobody likes Ryan Day. I just wonder if his parents like him.
Let's go to a $2 donation from WTH. What's up? It says, we going to be giving 25 mil NIL to Chinese checkers.
Yeah, good luck. Underwater basket weaving.
I play badminton. I want $100,000.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Let's go to Armadillo Man with a $5 donation. If you guys were the vice president, all right, which is more important to you, the inauguration or seeing your team win the national championship?
Yeah, J.D. Vance said he might have to skip the
Bro, I'm
inauguration.
going to the Natty. Are you kidding me? That's easy. At least for me.
Cone?
Already won. You already voted.
Can we do both? You're the vice president. Can you just stall the game enough so it's like, hey, I'll be there on a flight on a private jet?
Probably could.
You know what? Why don't you why don't you just keep trying to get?
Or hey, how about this? How about we don't play it on a Monday night? Can we separate some stuff? You get inaugurated, you become vice president, and we play it on a weekend.
That was an angry outburst.
Yeah, because I'm not done from earlier. I'm not happy about
guy
it.
from Split, but is 2 feet taller. Let's go to a $10 donation from Jay Wood, RTR. I think the board gets 3 years no matter what. I'd also go 8-4 in year 2 with road losses to Georgia, South Carolina, and Auburn, and a home loss to Tennessee. He doesn't have the intensity to be the coach at Bama.
That's the worry I get from people there. They don't think he's got enough of the black hat to be there. Listen, if he goes 8-4 and loses those games, they're going to fire him. I can promise you that. They'll fire him.
Let's get our $5 donation to ND7 I'm Irish. What's up, man? He says, I hate Ryan Day with every bone in my body. Don't tell me why. I just woke up hating him. # go Irish.
It's Natty
I just
week.
need to start a newsletter. It says, I hate Ryan Day. It'll have 300,000 people.
$5 donation from the Mac. He says, I was at the Lions-Bucks divisional round game last year, and I'm going to the game tomorrow. Your ears ring for days after leaving the stadium.
I would love, there's 2 places I really want to go to an NFL game. In Buffalo, like he was just saying, and the Lions game.
Yeah.
Those would be the first 2 I would go to.
$2 donation from Cuse. Appreciate it, Cuse. Are y'all attending the Senior Bowl this year?
We'll see. Still getting some info.
$5 donation from Jack78. What's up, man? He says, I would definitely dunk on that guy on the right of y'all's set.
Yeah, look,
That's
people
the
did
right.
that in the movie.
That's
our
David,
right.
That's the right.
What hand? Right.
I mean, if you're looking from camera.
Yeah, we got to know. I just know I'm in the middle, so I'm safe.
Right. He's talking about you, man. And look, it's
No,
fine.
it's not. He's
It's
talking about you
fine.
because you're a giant, and he dunk on you.
All right.
Climb the
Let's
ladder.
come see me in the low post,
Yeah.
man.
Let's go to a $5 donation from the Brain Man. He says, did y'all see John Morant's
Yes.
dunk on Wemby? How is that not one of y'all's top plays?
Yeah. That,
Well, we didn't do top plays.
It didn't count.
Yeah, it didn't count, but in my mind, it didn't need to count. That John Morant, man, I don't know if he has bones in his body.
He's got guns.
And you know what's crazy when I see Wemby, just how, even in the NBA, just how much bigger he is than everybody else. It's insane. How do you go about daily life? What car do you drive? What's your house look like? I always think about the same on the other side for dwarfs. It's like that, but it's the opposite.
Whoa, you trying to get our show taken?
Whoa, man, the hard
Little
D?
people.
Dwarfs?
The hard D?
Little people.
Say it right.
What's your problem?
Midgets.
It's the little people?
You come in my wife's house, you get her name right.
It's Christina.
All right, $2 donation from CNC. Appreciate it. 1,000 monks praying rosaries might nullify Jeremiah Smith. We can only hope.
Good luck.
Last donation of the day, a $5 donation from Bleeding Green. I hate Ryan Day. Go Irish. We win by 14 plus.
If Notre Dame beats Ohio State by 14 plus, like that, I don't get shocked very much. That would absolutely shock me.
Hold on, we got a couple more that just came in here. We have a $5 donation
Figure it
from
out.
David. Look, they just come in real time. All right, so I can only do so much. I like that hat. DePaul isn't the Dragons. They're the Blue Demons.
The Blue Demons. All right.
God.
Sorry.
$10 donation from BK's Last Blood Vessel. Says Blonde. I think you meant to spell my name, but it was a good try. Blaine, you calling Curry a bum because he doesn't like the homeless is a joke. All LeBron James does is cry about slavery. White slave labor is literally making his shoes.
Exactly. Get out.
And he pretends to read books.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, how many records has Steph broken?
Yeah. How are the kids? I think Steph's broken some records.
What records?
I got to go look them up. That's why they're
It must not be that important.
Kicking those homeless people out of his neighborhood.
Yeah, he is. Get
That's
out of
a
here,
record.
you.
$5 donation from BCC. Cone, just let you know the head is actually attached on your action figure this time.
Is it? Because he's broken over here.
Yeah, they Marie Antoinetted you
My
hard.
poor action figure.
All right, in the poll, does Ohio State blow out Notre Dame? Yes or no?
God, this is actually a tough one. We're going to have a lot of, I'm going to say no, 61%.
No, 55%.
Oh, I thought you were going to rat them. No, 64%. Yes, 36.
I've been pretty locked in. All right. Our last segment of the day. We're almost out of time. David, you got to read the news in a minute. Fit it
in a midget.
Yeah, I saw that. They're trying
That's terrible.
They're trying to subliminal message me. All right, David, get to the news. Fit it in a minute. You have 1 minute. You're on the clock. Are you ready?
Yes.
David Cone. Fit it in a minute.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is considering adding an additional regular season game, saying, quote, we would keep the 20-game framework. We went to 16-4, now 17-3, so 18-2 is a logical step. I don't know about that. Former Jaguars and Raiders head coach Jack Del Rio has been named the head coach of the Paris Musketeers of the European League of Football. Yes, that's a real thing. South Carolina women's basketball coach Dawn Staley is now the highest paid female in hoops. Her contract extension runs through 2030 and totals $25 million. John Rahm and Victor Hovland of the PGA missed the cut at the Dubai Desert Classic. Roy McIlroy battled and barely made the weekend, but Ewers Ferguson shot 7 under 65 to take a one-shot lead. American tennis player Lerner Teen upset number 5 seed Daniel Medvedev in a 5-set Australian Open thriller that lasted nearly 5 hours. And boys, Dick Vitale is returning to college basketball airwaves for the first time since 2023. He's battled 4 different cancers and is now cancer-free.
Great job, Cone.
Official clock. I don't care what you got going on over there.
It the whole time on camera.
I'm going off the official time. I'm running 4 threes out here.
I tell you what.
Unwin 80.
I tell you what. They say my name twice. I got the camera out here recording it the whole time, and I'm the bad guy.
Your brother, man.
And I'm the bad guy. This is crazy.
All right.
We had another donation come in. 2 donations. $3 donation from TJ Dubai. Nothing under it. We really appreciate it. And a $5 donation from Longhorn Zaddy. Says, we from Midland. Arch will lead the Horns to back-to-back natties. Hashtag FAFO.
Look, keep it. There's more. There may be more pressure on Arch Manning than any quarterback I've ever seen coming out of high school. Like, it's getting to that point. You know what you got to beat? 2 semifinal appearances. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. All right, don't forget we have the live stream on Monday. Go get you one of these hats, the Daily Wire, go to the merch store. We appreciate y'all and like the chances of this not being the 3 greatest days in football. We're going.
Oh, we're going to end the week like that?
And the overhit.
We're going. No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
Gone. Damn it.
Ooh.